Tell me, is it whack up in the air? Rapping scattered off the gear. I can map him, yeah, yeah. It's like a tracker, get distracted, send him back like in the mail. Not a fraction of them real. Catch him lacking, run the drill. Running through the shit like a motherfucking day.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another vlog. Today is a cool day because we're going to start doing some more progress on the R32, which is super exciting because it's been a while. Today is prep for paint, so I'm going to be prepping all my components for the front and rear, like your arms and things. The ones that aren't brand new, because obviously I got the GK kit. That's all brand new, nice black anodized arms. It's going to be sick. But everything else, like I'll show you, we've got the cross member, that's just going to stay like black. My plan is to only highlight things that look nice and not just like ugly stuff, keep them black. So I've got a few brackets, which are these that go at the rear. Got my knuckles, I'm going to paint those like probably gold. The calipers, probably going to be gold as well. These are going to be black, gold, and yes, I've got 4 sets of bloody calipers. I'm going to paint these things to start with, and then Tom might be coming around tonight. We're going to assemble the front knuckles and hopefully start building the front cross member, put the steering rack in there, get everything put together, put some wheels on, and the front end should be done. Yeah, I've pretty much got all the parts I need. So then once that's done, then I'm going to start doing the rear end, which will be starting with modifying the knuckles to fit the dual caliper setup brackets. Once they're on, then I can fit all the arms and bolt it to the subframe. So that'll be the rear end done. I'll probably split this into 2. So I'll do the front now, and then we'll do the rear next, okay? So get ready for a sick one. I'm freaking wrecked. It's pretty early in the morning, so I'm gonna get stuck into it. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment, and then yeah, if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. It helps out the channel heaps. Thanks to all you guys that are sharing with your friends, because that helps out a lot. And yeah, if you haven't, yeah, let your friends know. Cool, let's get into it. With painting, paint struggles to stick to dirty surfaces, obviously, because the dirt will fall off and then your paint will fall off with it. So if you clean them up nicely, like I've spent all Arvo yesterday cleaning these up, and then you want to give them a scuff with the sandpaper just to etch it in there, and it will let the paint get in and stick better. So I'm going to give all these a light sand, and then we'll hang them up here on my painting apparatus, and we'll give them a nice coat of paint. Okay, so they're all prepped up. I just gave them a light sand and then air compressor dried them, or blowed off all the dust. I hung them all up, ready for paint. So these 2 are going to be black, those brackets are going to be black, and then all these are going to be gold. So turns out I didn't get heat proof, like high temp gold paint. So I'm going to have to go grab some of that first and do those. I'm just going to coat these black in this cheap shit paint because they're not going to get that hot. And then do the gold ones next. Well, that's the black coat done. Now I just got to go get some gold, spray those gold, and then the painting's done. I'm not a professional painter, so hopefully no professionals are watching, because they probably wouldn't recommend rattle cans. I do have a spray gun, but I haven't practiced setting it up and everything yet, so I will be using the spray gun to do the rest of the car, obviously, and not rattle cans. But just a quick little job. Rattle cans are good as. Alright, welcome back. It is the afternoon now, and I've been down the shop, got some gold high temp paint that I'm going to be painting the rest of the gear with, and yeah, it's going to be sick. The theme's gonna be gold and black, if you haven't noticed already. Not for the whole car, but just for the parts under the car. I think that's pretty cool considering most of the aftermarket like GK Tech parts are all like a nice black anodized finish. I'll show you actually. Here's a sneak peek. Oh. Oh. Oh shit. Oh. So that's exciting. But yeah, I gotta paint all these. Tom's gonna come around the Savo and help me put in the front bearings, the wheel bearings and the front knuckles, because I really have no idea and it looks quite complicated. He's actually a qualified mechanic. Well, he's not. He's an apprentice mechanic, but he's gonna come give me a hand. I could look up online, but I don't know, it's fun to hang out with friends anyway. So he'll be coming around soon, and hopefully these will be dry by the time he gets here. I think you're supposed to use like a primer for this because it all just like dribbled down and made runs everywhere, so it's not pretty. Alright, so I'm pretty sure either you're meant to have a primer or I'm just holding it too close and it's like putting too much paint on, so hold it back a bit further. I probably should have read this. It says 8 to 10 inches. I think I'm gonna, with the brakes, I'm just gonna do a really light coat for the first coat, and then a second coat darker, and hopefully that turns out a bit better. Actually looks really good on camera, but in person it's like all runs. I don't know, but it's not too bad. It still looks sick. Yeah, that turned out a lot better. I just did a really light coat and it didn't run as much, so I think I was just putting on a bit too much paint. There you can see the gold and then the stock yucky colour. It's coming together pretty nicely. Alright, so they're all painted, just drying at the moment, and this paint's pretty cool. Like it made it all look all runny, but then now it's gone hard and it's like really thick. So it actually turned out mint, which is pretty bloody cool. Obviously it's not the best prep job you could ever have, because you'd probably sand it back a bit better and make it look a bit smoother before you start, but I'm not too worried. These came out pretty good, except for this one. Must add some some sort of chemical, probably brake fluid on there. And also, this is the dud one as well. I've just seen it needs a new seal kit on there. Have to do that as well. But yeah, so later when Tom comes, this is the knuckles that we're going to be putting the new bearings inside. So these are heaps different to the S13 ones that I'm used to. So got to figure out this, and then once they're together, then you can connect everything else up to them, and yeah, put the front end together. Just gave these another quick coat of black, because yeah, black as can be. But I'm gonna whack the steering rack on here, because that can go on. And then I bought some GK Tech rack bushings to go in there, the solid ones, but they're for a S13 180, and I'm gonna see if they're the same, because I reckon you could make it work. So I'm gonna chuck that in, see what it looks like. Far out. It takes so much longer putting everything back together, because as you go you like to clean stuff, and cleaning takes a long time, but it's very satisfying, and once you get it nice and clean and back in, it does look really nice. I could paint these, but they are right down the bottom, so you're definitely not going to see. But I was just checking out to see if this S13, the GK Tech S13 brackets were going to fit, and it fully works, eh? It's fully going to work, which is sick. Because on their website they say it only fits the one model, but the same design. I don't actually know if this is a S13 power steering rack or an R32 one, but I think it might be an R32, because the pump looks a lot different to the one on my 180 because I don't have this. Pretty sure that's for high cas. So it turns out that works, which is going to be sick. So they give you some little washers here and a spacer washer to go in the gap on each side, so that'll squeeze up nicely, and that also offsets your rack forward a little bit as well, even though I've already got it forward with the I've modified the subframe to move it forward. So Matt from Car Maker Revive cut in here and moved these mounts forward, and then these also move your rack forward a little bit as well, so it's going to be all the way forward. And yeah, that's the first piece of the puzzle. Just got to find some bolts in all that massive bolt tub over here. Just got to find some that'll work and whack it in. Just waiting for those things to dry, and then we'll start on the knuckles. And these are the old bushings here that are just rubber, and that's the problem I had with the 180 at Matsuri the first time I ever went. These weren't doing anything. They were completely flogged out. These ones aren't that flash, but they're not the worst. And this one was in like 4 pieces on my 180, and my rack was just sliding side to side, like if you can imagine that, just moving side to side, and that's directly connected to your wheel, so the steering was all over the place. And then this is an upgrade for them. You can get them on the GK Tech website, and I'm not even sponsored. So we've got Tom and Ashley here on the job, getting the
bread.
Getting the bread. So I don't know much about bearings, and Tom came around to give me a hand, and we figured that I need a little tool to get these off. And I went full backyard spec and tried to get it off with a grinder, but it's a bit risky. It won't come off. It's a press fit, so there's a little tool you can get. It goes under this lip, and then you press it out through the middle. But I don't have that tool, so Ashley is gonna take them to her workplace and press them out tomorrow. But meanwhile, Tom's on the job of putting in the new bearings into the knuckles, and they look sick too. How good does this gold look? Like freaking sick, full sick. I love the gold, eh? So yeah, it's happening. The press is getting a workout for the 2nd time ever.
She's popped out.
She's popped.
Which is good. Just readjust that.
We can cut that out. I'll send you the director's cut.
Oh mate, the goodies.
So that big bang noise was the bearing just popping. Oh, there it is. That's him. So, yeah. That's it.
So now we're going to have to flip those little holders on the side to give us more clearance, because as we're pushing that out, the carrier's hitting on the actual sides of the press. So we're going to lift the whole thing up so it's got more room to slide right out.
Love your work, mate. Love your work. Yeah. Oh.
So,
Are you not going anymore?
we'll go more.
Alright, so we got as far as we can. There's a special tool that you need to get these bearings off, and Ash is going to take them into her dad's shop, and they're going to finish off doing the job, which is super kind of them. Thank you very much. And yeah, we're going to get these back all nice and ready to go, and then we can put them on the rack. What do you call it? The subframe? The cross member. Onto that cross member. No, that's the rear subframe, mate. Yeah.
This stuff's all over the place.
Yeah, mate, it's all over the place. Now they'll go on here. They'll actually bolt onto these. these ugly ass things. They're so much different than the S13 ones. And I've got the GK camber arms to go on there too, so I can take them off. I've got front brakes to go on too, and all the GK. Yeah, I know.
I about those.
I took so long to get them, but I got them. And I put the rears on the 180, so I need to buy new rears for this. So. But yeah, so then we can assemble it all. And then I also got all the GK braided lines as well for the brakes, so that'll be cool.
I want to get GK stuff. I've just got some no-name brand stuff on there.
Yeah. And then I can bolt this in, and then yeah, I'll show you when we come back and assemble it all. But yeah, until tomorrow. Okay, so we're back, and Ashley's taken these to her workshop and actually pressed in one of them and removed the bearing, or the rest of the bearing, off the other one, as we couldn't get it off last night. But this one's done, and it's all nice and pretty. I just got to whack on the dust cover on the back. I am missing one of these, and I think I'm just gonna see how I go without it. I was thinking about just putting like a bead of silicone around this and then whacking it on. Probably do the same thing, but we'll see how we go. This one here, I've got to press this one in, or smack it in, because she didn't have time to do both. So I'm going to do that now, and yeah, let's get it in. Cool. So just took a little bit to figure out how to get something to sit in the right spot to press this in, but once you do, you just jack it and it pushes straight in, like you seen what we were doing last night. You just want to get it in as straight as possible, because if you don't, it's going to be crooked and shit. That's slightly off, but it's not a problem, because it's just going to force its way straight. Cool. She's in. Okay, the knuckles are done, and holy shit, after like many swear words and much frustration, I had to come back and make a second attempt at this because I was getting too mad. So I had to walk away and come back, and now I've got them in. So basically, to press these in, I was doing some whack stuff with my press. Don't even know what came over me. I had like issues getting them out. It was quite fiddly, so I had it in a weird combination. Like I had this off and I was using the bench, and the bench didn't give me enough pressure because it would just bow. But anyway, ended up using a one of the old bearings, just a piece off it, and had that sitting against the bearing on this side, because this piece here pushes into the knuckle, and to hold the bearing inside in place, I had this sitting here with a, what do you call it? The socket. Had the socket underneath it, and then the knuckle on here, and then pushed from the top, and it forced it through while that's putting pressure, blah blah blah, and now it's on. So holy shit, I'm happy about that. And my gold paint got a bit on this one. Got a bit molested, but I can give that a little touch up. I'm definitely gonna have to paint these front hubs black, because that looks dirty as. Oh, so happy that they're on though. Holy shit balls. So now I am missing one of these dust covers, but who cares? I'm gonna whack these nuts back on first. Actually, there's a key. This keyed washer goes on first, and then the nut, and then this dust cover goes on top, and that goes on the front. And then they're a sealed unit. Gonna paint this shit black after, and it'll be beautiful. Holy man, that was an effort and a half. And then I'll just bolt them to the bottom of these whack-ass looking arms that I've never seen before, because I'm used to S13, but I'll figure it out. And yeah, massive thanks to Tom and Ashley for helping me with these knuckles. It's been a mission, but moving right along. I'm actually going to call it an episode there, so thanks heaps for watching. I'm going to make it a part 1 and then just continue on this for the front section. Part 1's done. We've got the knuckles finally complete, and yeah, I feel really relieved. Like, I did need to take a chill and come back to it, but probably couldn't have done it without Tom and Ashley's help. So massive thanks to those guys. Make sure you check out their channel in the link below and give them a subscribe. And I'm wrecked, it's pretty late at night, so I'm going up to see if Zara still remembers me, and yeah, see you in the next one, eh?